since it's 2 minutes for an upward move for the entire process. Why so fast? Because the money button was already lit up. A pullback movement occurred. Maybe they won't let it go further down.
A link to all the information is on the YouTube profile.
For what reason? Because look, a new low was made again. Then they gave a sideways range, and from that range, the buyer comes out on top. The sideways movement goes higher until the next stop. They are located right here. Here, in any case, it's clear that the seller should be stepping in. But for now, the priority in this movement still belongs to the buyer. A good full-bodied candle. The seller isn't gaining strength, while the buyer is growing compared to the previous candle. The body closes with a very good number of ticks in favor of the buyer. So for me, there should still be another attempt to move upward here. And for now, I see the movement going higher here. The only thing is the divergence is really strong, and I don't know how much stronger this move from the seller could get. Well, okay, let's imagine they make, say, half a candle. It's unlikely that they'll give a strong counter move. There are just too many factors pointing to the buyer continuing to move higher. I think I'll stick to entering for an upward move here. There's some volume, and the nearest stop is quite far away. We didn't just bounce off from anywhere. We bounced off from a spot where there were 3 candles going down. It would seem that the simple option is still to prioritize the seller in this whole situation, and it would have been easy to take a pullback move from here. Well, by the time I entered, the downward move had already happened, and there had already been a buyback from the buyer. Maybe that was all the seller could do, because there are numerous clear signs suggesting that the buyer will try to push the price up once again. That's exactly why at that moment I didn't go for a downward entry. I'm going to work on an upward move here. If the seller really does show some strength, for example, comes back now to the opening point of this candle, and I see, for instance, by the cluster or by the volume that there's no buyer, no resistance is being put up, yes, then I can change my shoes. For now, for me, this is an upward movement. So there are still 3 minutes left here, but the 2-minute entry was just right. So for now, we wait. All right, we have 30 seconds left here. Well, there was a bit of a longer, the buyer really bought up this move, 60 points. Let's wait a bit, 3 seconds. Well, that's a win, just like that. Let's keep looking just for a bit longer.